home in Carencro, Louisiana, where we have the Carencro Golden Bears and the Archbishop Shaw Eagles playing tonight in a 5A state championship playoff game. Guys, when it's the playoffs, you know what the saying is? The loser goes home. And after this national anthem, we will get comments from both guys on this game.
Their defense is going to have to stiffen up. They've been questionable over the season. They play good, they play bad. They're going to have to stiffen up against the run tonight and stop the big backfield of Carencro of Derek Beavis and Ernest Lazard and Falk. And on the offensive side, I think Chucky Parquet is going to have a good game passing with a nice running game from Bruce James. And we'll see that big middle linebacker of Ovey Comeaux on the Shaw side to see if he can stop that big run of the Carencro Bears. And we're getting ready for the kickoff.
And we're underway.
The Bears kick off to the Eagles, and it goes out of the bounds.
Wade Ritchie kicks another one out the end zone. I think normally on his kickoffs, he normally kicks most of them out the end zone. And let's see. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Shaw.
Underwriting for this program tonight has been provided by
Illusions out of Scott, Louisiana. And
first play from scrimmage might go all the way, folks. Shaw breaks one for first down and a touchdown with no flags as the Eagles go up 6-0 with not even 3-4 seconds gone in the game.
What a nice run of Mark Cortez, running back, 5'11", 180 senior. He's the back that nobody talks about. He's not a big back at all from Shaw. The main backs from Shaw are Bruce James and Larry Plaison, Bruce James and Jay Tucker, but every once in a while we see this number 25 run, and did a great job right there, touchdown.
We just seen the Illusions, the sponsor, come on the screen again, and I wonder if the Carencro Bears thought that was an illusion that ran on the side of them right there. The Carencro coaches on the side of us in the press box are a little agitated that a little slip-up can make on the first play of the game. Carencro didn't need to start off in the hole where they have an offense that's a lot of run-oriented, and they don't want to play catch-up, so I think they better attack fast right back, and we're going to see what's going to happen when they get the ball on offense in a little while.
And the extra point was good, and that play took it's 11 minutes and 47 seconds left to go.
13 seconds.
Took 13 seconds for the play, the kickoff, and the extra point, so definitely quick play.
It's almost like they're starting with a 7-point advantage before the game really starts.
Right.
Nobody's even warmed yet.
It's like laying Shaw 7 points before the game starts.
the condition of the field tonight. We had a couple inches of rain this morning. And the condition of the field isn't that great, but it's not as bad as expected.
It looks like it was pretty good irrigation because, yeah, the grass is not as bad as you would think. It's good traction, I think.
And Derek Beavis is back to receive the kick.
He needs to break one all the way like they just did, but a little slip in the grass. Right after we just said it was pretty good footing, you can tell in the middle of the field that it is pretty slippery.
Oh, but he looks like he comes up hobbling. Carencro definitely doesn't need that to have Beavers have anything hurting with him. Carencro definitely needs a good game from Derek Beavis tonight to have any chance at this game.
So that'll bring first down and 10 for the Carencro Bears. As Falk gets under center. A handoff to Lazard right up the middle and stopped immediately by a slew of Shaw defenders.
That was by Colby McCullough, number 79.
Which we got.
Ovey Comeaux on the tackle. That's one of the premier linebackers out of Shaw.
Yeah, we have two players very highly tutored, and Ovey Comeaux and Gene Ridgely on the defense. Very good players. They say every college team is looking at them. He's 2nd down and 8.
Good hard run by Lazard. Tackle made by Ovey Comeaux again, and number 84.
Jason Salino.
Ovey Comeaux is one of the premier linebackers out of New Orleans area, or maybe the state. A lot of colleges want him. He's going to Miami. He's 6'4", 250. And there's
Run
Beavers.
to the right side this time as Beavers almost breaks one all the way. A good gain of about 12, 13 yards. That'll bring 1st down for the Bears.
And the tackle on that is Gene Wrigley, another premier defensive man from Shaw. He's the #1 on the list for Nebraska and Colorado. They're looking at him hard. Got a lot of premier players on this Shaw team.
And they came out of Shaw, right? Those two Joseph brothers.
Yes. Mickey Joseph went to Nebraska, and Colorado has Vance Joseph right now.
Pitch out to Beavers again.
Stop for 1.
Carencro showing a lot of confidence in their running game.
Well, that's one thing Carencro relies on, is that running game. They definitely need to get it going to have any chance in this game. It brings up 2nd down and about 8 yards to go for the Carencro Bears. That's one thing you're not going to see too much, I think, tonight, unless they fall real behind, is the passing of the Carencro Bears. That was Lazard back up the middle.
Stopped by a couple of Shaw players, led by number 42, Julian Lewis.
That brings about a 3rd down and 5 yards for the Carencro Bears. We might see a pass right now, or maybe.
We talked about before the game how they're going to have to try to run outside around that big middle linebacker. You're going to get a good picture of him after a while. He's very huge.
He looks very dominating out there. And tackles by number 2, Gene Wrigley. He's a free safety from Shaw.
But not before Karen, like they pulled off the 1st down.
It's very close.
Be close enough for a measurement.
It looks like it's going to be a little short. It looks like it'll be about 4th and 1. All right. Looks like it's going to be about 4th and 1. And Carencro Bears call timeout to talk things over. I wonder if they definitely need to get a 1st down here, or maybe punt it in a coffin corner and put them back.
No, I don't believe. You want the ball, you want to score, you want to answer. You want to answer Shaw's score. They're definitely going to go for it, and the coaches are on the left side of us here on the press boxes trying to make the decision of what play to call.
It's a big decision. I kind of like Lazard up the middle. Definitely their big man. He definitely can get a yard easy. I hate to go wide and give up more yardage than you might be able to get.
That's always a big debate, where there's the shortest distance between two lines when you go straight up the middle. But the other team always knows that's exactly where you want to go. And look how close Ovey Comeaux is playing to the line.
Definitely. It looks like they have got 8 people in there. Derek Beavers got the 1st down.
And a shoestring tackle is the only thing that stopped Derek Beavers for answering the score of Shaw and making it 7-7.
On that tackle was Telly Bork, number 71. Big kid, senior, 6'3", 250. Definitely a shoestring tackle. That's one thing about the defense. When they're playing so close up to the line, they do get a little break. It's daylight all the way. He would have had daylight.
If there was any weakness, in the Shaw team in general, it is the defense. I think that Carencro might have some success offensively.
And Lazar looks like he gets about 3, maybe 4 yards on the carry. Looks like it'll be a second down and about 7. That's one thing Carencro definitely does good is run. They definitely have premier backs, probably both all-staters in the backfield for the Carencro Bears is Ernest Lazard and Derek Beavers.
We have no passing plays yet. Carencro is going to keep going with what's been working so far for them.
All year.
To Beavers to the left side and stopped.
Up, there's a flag. First flag of the game. First flag of the game looks like it might go against the visiting Shaw team. Or it might be offsetting penalties.
You know, both teams were fired up about this game, going into this game. I know it's playoffs. Everybody's always talking big, but on the little list right here, we got a little motivational deal that the Carencro coaches, I think, put for their players. A question: are we going to let this team stop you from achieving your goals? And the response: no players, no coaches, no students, no parents, no teachers, no referees, no lion, no tigers. Only the Bears can or will stop us from completing our mission. And that, of course, is to win state, everything.
Definitely, definitely. And it looks like it was offsetting penalties. Or it was 2 penalties, one against Shaw and one against the Bears. It just so happened the one against the Shaw was a little bit more than the one against the Bears. So it'll be 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. This is definitely another big play for the Carencro Bears. This drive, they've had 2 or 3 big plays.
Pitch out to Beavers on the left side. He slips again.
But I think he got the first down. Definitely, he got the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Carencro Bears at their own 21 on the Shaw 21-yard line.
This type of game, Earl, I feel is right up Carencro's alley with slow grind-out football.
Definitely, definitely. You're definitely right about that. Carencro definitely needs to drive the ball down the field and keep the ball away from the explosive Shaw offense.
Well, look at the time that they're taking off the clock while they're doing it. They're keeping the ball away from them, like you said. Very successful drive so far. Lazard up the middle, stopped by number 17, Donald Rush.
It's one thing they're going to have a hard time doing. They can't really go away from it, but they're going to have a hard time running up the middle with that big boy, Colby McCullough, up the middle. Definitely. But you can't get away from it. You definitely have to keep them honest by running up the middle.
So 2nd down and 9. Falk fakes it to Lazard and gives it to Beavers, and he doesn't get too much.
He's met up with about 3 or 4 Shaw Eagles.
Yeah, led by number 42, Julian Dave Lewis.
And also in the neighborhood, it seems like we've been saying his name a lot, is Gene Wrigley. That's from free safety. He definitely comes. We're definitely going to see him in certain situations at wide receiver. Last year, he made All-State wide receiver for the Shaw Eagles. And this year, they were a little hurt in the secondary, so they switched him over to free safety. So we got a 3rd down and about 9 yards to go. Oh, penalty against the Carencro Bears, number 60 for illegal procedure. It should be a 5-yard penalty, making it about 3rd and 14 to go for the Carencro Bears. If they can get close enough here, they're almost in Wade Ritchie's territory for a field goal.
I think they just might be there already, Earl.
Yeah, he can kick them 50-yard. I think he kicked a 52 this year so far. They say the coaches have said that he can kick at 60+ in practice, but in game situations in the wet field might be a little different situation, and the air is real heavy.
Don't underestimate that great foot of his. The first pass of the game, caught.
By number 34, Chad Comeaux on the catch. Makes it 3rd down and about 3 yards to go, and on the 20-yard line, and there comes in Mr. Ray Ritchie on the kick.
Good, quick little hitch.
Attempt field goal.
A good, quick little hitch, but not long enough for a first down if you want to.
With a kicker like that, he might have been looking towards the field goal to get some points on the board if he didn't get loose.
He might like the right hash mark better than anything else.
Definitely, it's a better angle for a right-hand kicker, right-footed kicker. It's a good kick. There's a flag on the field. There's a flag on the field. It was a good kick, but the holder had trouble holding on to the ball, and Ray Ritchie had a stutter step.
That'll bring first down for the penalty was against Shaw.
All that for naught. It'll probably be first down for Carencro Bears. All right. Okay, so we got probably be first down. It will be first down, Carencro Bears on about the 10-yard line. They're going to take the points off the board. That might be a bad sign. I know usually you never want to take points off the board. Could come back and haunt you.
I believe this is the right situation at
Very
this time.
right. Good decision. Good decision by the coaches.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
They can always come back and kick it again, man. Easy. Even closer.
Never. I know that's not just saying. The old saying is you never take points off the board.
Shaw stops him again at the line of scrimmage.
We got 3 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and Carencro Bears have had the ball since 13 seconds had elapsed off the first quarter. They've been marching down the field with the ball. They almost had it the whole first quarter with no score yet. It's still 7 Shaw, Carencro nothing.
Which should keep the coaches very optimistic. I mean, they're driving all the way down the field. They have all the time of possession right now, just not score yet. Another pitch out to Beavers. As he goes around the corner this time, if he can keep his footing, no, he's pushed out of bounds. And hits the cameraman. I think that's our number 2 cameraman down there, fellas.
Yes. Looks like he's shaken up a little bit. Okay, so we got a 3rd down, and looks like it would be 10 yards to go. And we got deep Beavers and Lazard still in the backfield. And he fakes it. Falk slips, keeps it, and he gets about 2 yards. It's one thing about Carencro. They're so quick that their footing is a little, they can't cut as well as they could if it'd be a drier field.
But Falk still shows some very good athletic ability as he missed a few tackles. And well, Earl, I'm going to eat crow. We're in the Crow Dome, and I'm going to eat crow if he misses it, because I still think it was a good decision going for the touchdown. Should be a chip shot.
Let's hope so for the Carencro Bears. They can get 3 back up on the scoreboard. And it's good. It was close, but it was good.
So with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first quarter, the Carencro Bears get on the board. 3 points, makes it 7-3. You know, before the game, I was talking to one of the real good fans, Marco Gilbo, and he was telling me about that matchup that we seen on that first drive by Carencro. I was asking him if any of the players were worried about that big guy, middle linebacker in the middle, and he told me that the center, Blake Roger, 6'2", 255 pounds himself, a junior, he said he hasn't met me yet. So
that's a strong statement.
Yeah, so we're going to see the matchup progress during the game and see if he can get out there and block the big man.
Well, I tell you what, the first drive is any indication of how the game goes, they own the Shaw defense. They definitely marched down the field on them, and they do it almost exactly. They threw one time, but they ran every play, and they marched down the field at will almost.
That's exactly the way I feel, Earl. Shaw might be ahead on the scoreboard, but I believe the first quarter belongs to Carencro.
And Richard kicks it out the end zone again, and that's typical of him. He's definitely got a leg on him. He's kicked out plenty this year out the end zone with no. That's definitely a plus when you have a kicker that can eliminate the run back.
Definitely.
So let's see if Carencro's defense can come back and hold them for a few plays, maybe 3 downs and punt this time. Their big man looks like he's out there playing, Joe Bello. But he has a little injury here. He's got a little fracture on his fibula. They stop him the first play this time.
That's right. He has a small fracture on his fibula with, he's wearing a ridge cast.
Yeah, a semi-rigid cast, correct.
So that'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Shaw Eagles.
Also, number 25, Anthony Carmouche, suffered a severe bruise in his shin. They're questioning that tonight, how he can push off. He has what they... And number 10, Chucky Patton's around. That's one thing that we had said earlier, that they definitely had to contain the Shaw backfield from coming around the ends. And that's 2 big plays that Shaw's had, and it's been around the left end, or the Shaw right end, Carencro's defensive left end, and they're cutting the corner on them, and that's one thing Carencro has to do is shoot, make the defenses shoot and contain them. What you think?
Once they break it to the outside and get some of that open field, they show it a lot of speed.
That's one thing Chucky Parquette is known for, is his speed, and that's one thing Carencro was trying to do tonight, and the coaches were trying to emphasize, contain Chucky Parquette. Handoff up the middle to number 33, Bruce James. It's another premier running back from the Shaw. He's made all West Bank, joined with Chucky Parquette and number 72, Jarvis Redo, left tackle, all made West Bank in New Orleans on the offensive side.
You look for another running back that runs real hard is number 31, Jay Tucker, a senior, as he leads blocks, and they give the ball again to Bruce James.
It looked like on the tackle for the Carencro Bears was number 28.
That was Brian Hamilton, defensive end.
Well, Shaw showed that they definitely have speed. It'd be 3rd down and about 4 yards to go on the Carencro 30-yard line.
Handoff right up the middle again. And Bruce James slips in the slipperiest part of the field.
And the tackle on that was number 25 of Anthony Carmouche, the one that's playing with the severe bruise to his shin. He has what the sports medicine people called a lazy foot. He's going to get tired. If he gets tired, the coaches are worried about him dragging his foot with that severe bruise on his shin. It's going to be close enough for a measurement. Well, we're going to...
And it's 1st down for the Shaw Eagles.
With 14 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Shaw Eagles get probably their 2nd first down of the game. and they're winning 7-3.
Still no time of possession. It just doesn't take them long.
The way they run the ball, that's true. We could have all the
80 yards at a time and 50 next.
And that's the end of the first quarter with the Shaw Eagles leading the Carencro Golden Bears 7-3. Well, I'll tell you what, that first quarter there, Carencro kept the ball forever, almost the whole. Matter of fact, they kept it. Let's say, I think they kept it 10 minutes, and Shaw kept it 2 minutes. And Shaw's winning 7-3. But when you get an 80-yard jolt and a 55-yard, it doesn't take long to get points on the board. Time of possession downs might be immaterial if the score stays the same way.
Definitely, the thing that counts is the score. Shaw's going to have the ball first and 10 at the 27.
A handoff right up the middle to Bruce James again as he breaks it around the end. And it looks like he stepped out of bounds. We'll see what the referee says.
Nope.
Nope.
It'll be first and goal to goal at the 3-yard line for the Shaw Eagles.
If our cameramen can give us a replay on there, we can see exactly what happened, even though we can't use it.
We'll try and get that replay for you a little later. It'll be first and goal for Shaw at about the 2-yard line.
It looks like they're having trouble. That left end is definitely having trouble containing them.
And Shaw has also a big offensive line that's pushing off the ball pretty well. That's helping things out. A counter play and touchdown, Shaw Eagles.
And that was number 31 for the Shaw Eagles, running that in, and that is Jay Tucker. And he makes the score 13-3 with the PAT coming up. And we're going to have that replay for you to see if he stepped out of bounds or not going for that touchdown.
This was way back at the 15, 20-yard line.
It's close.
Very close.
The referee was right there. We'll have to say that he saw it a little bit better than our cameraman. And the PAT is good, and it makes the score 14-3. Shaw Eagles ahead of the Golden Bears. Well, Carencro might have to come out, maybe open it up a little bit in the air, maybe.
I don't think they should panic. They still had very good success running the ball. Don't force something because a mistake could really put you way back right now. So I think they should stick with the game plan.
That's right. I think Carencro showed a lot of success the first quarter running the ball. They just didn't get across the 7. They had to settle for the field goal. But I don't see anything wrong other than not getting a touchdown.
You're so right. The defense definitely needs to get together and pull themselves together and maybe get that right end to come up and contain those people going outside. We have a couple of big games in the area tonight. Turlings is playing Newton in Turlings Stadium, and the winner of that plays either Grambling or Livingston on the road next week. And down the road on I-49, we have John Curtis playing Opelousas, and the kickoff, Beavers takes it. And he slips and falls at the 30. That's one thing about Carencro. They're real quick, and the footing is really messing them up tonight because they're trying to cut and make the extra effort on the cut, and they're falling.
Definitely. If the field hurts one team more than the other, it would have to be Carencro tonight because of the speed.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely have the speed and the cuts, and that's what's messing up Beavers. That's a big part of his game, is to fake out the defensive back and make the major cut, and he's not able to do that.
Okay, first down and 10 for the Carencro Bears. As Falk hands it off to Beavers on the right side. He gets a hard 2.
And he's tackled by number 88 of the Shaw Eagles. And that's Ted Raymond, right tackle.
And number 79 again, Colby McCullough.
I think we're going to say Colby McCullough a lot tonight.
So it'd be 2nd down and about 7 yards.
And we're playing with one back with Lazard in the backfield. He gets the ball. I think the offense that they're running, it's kind of hard to just put one back there when they know they're running the ball. You kind of take away the guessing game with one back. I know Lazard is a great back, but the defense, if you're going to run all the time, they're almost expecting to run.
But you got to give them different looks of formations, you know, different. You got to mix it up some kind of way.
I think mixing it up would be maybe put it in the air every once in a while too, to make them free safety stay back and not commit so early to the run. They have one of the best they have an all-stater in the backfield though, in defensive back.
You know, he's shifty, he's got great athletic moves, but he's being hampered by that mushy field in the middle. And the more they play in it, it seems like it's just kicking it up even more and making it even more hard-footed.
Definitely, and it's a be punting time for the Carencro Bears. That's not what they wanted to do. They definitely didn't want to go 3 and out on this exchange. They needed to definitely make a couple of first downs and put Shaw back on their heels. We'll see if Ray Ritchie can definitely put the ball back.
You were saying he has a good foot. I think they're lining up for a long field goal here.
It's not that good. Well, and number 2 is Gene Rodley. He has great hands. Used to be a wide receiver last year. He's on and he's got quick speed.
He breaks it to the right side.
Well, he slipped and fell. That's just a reminder of that feel, how it is. He's another quick, shifty guy for Shaw, and he's having trouble with footing tonight.
So it works the same for both teams. Very important defensive series for Carencro Bears right here. They have to slow them down. They can't let them get on the outside anymore. They have to come up with something, more stunts, get in that backfield before they have a chance to get going.
I've noticed that they've...
and they did just that. A beautiful pop.
Great hit by Joe Bello, defensive tackle from Carencro Bears. He's a big boy himself. Sits 6'1", 285.
Very good hit.
He just
looked
like
in here went crazy.
He broke through the line like nobody was blocking him, and he really tattooed the running back. Maybe one more step, he might have beat the running back to the quarterback for the handoff. He was in the backfield so fast.
That's right.
It was time for them to step it up. Now's the time. Let's answer that.
Oh, looks like we got a flag on the field. We got 8 minutes and 57 seconds left to go till halftime with the score. Shaw 14, Carencro 3. And it looks like the penalty is going to go against the Shaw Eagles, making it a long 2nd down. That's what Carencro needs to push them back.
Shaw hasn't shown us much of a passing game either, Earl.
They haven't passed yet tonight, but they're running so well, maybe they don't expect to pass.
If there's any chance for them, Carencro to stop them, would be a good chance right now. Very opportunistic.
Joe Bello just missed the tackle in the backfield, and he got a few yards, and he was tackled by number 89, Nick Alamo. Another, as a junior, he'll be back next year for the Carencro Bears.
Joe Bello's not a small high school player, 6'1", 285.
Definitely.
And a big play coming up right here as Shaw calls a timeout.
They call timeout with a 3rd down and 11 yards to go. Maybe talk about it because it's definitely a big 3rd down. They don't want to give the ball right back to the Carencro Bears.
I know it's early in the game, folks, but this is a big play for both teams right here. Very important stop for Carencro to make.
Shaw really wanted to make this play count, calling the timeout.
They
3rd and 11.
I think
They said that they were going to use. They said they were going to use Kevin Falk, the quarterback, on certain situations for the Carencro defense, and now I see that he's in there for a 3rd down and 11, probably expecting a pass play. And he's a real smart ball player. He's only a sophomore, and he is back for a pass, Chuck Parquette. And number 2 is, and it's incomplete. So it'll be 4th down, and it looks like Shaw Eagles will have to kick to the Carencro Bears. The pass was intended for number 2, Gene Wrigley, which he is doubling up as a wide receiver in certain situations too. He was an all-state wide receiver last year, and in certain situations Shaw will use him as wide receiver because he has great hands. So we're going to probably see, we will see the first punt of the night from the Shaw Eagles, and back deep is the quarterback, Kevin Falk, to receive the kick. And Falk has it. He's a little nifty little runner himself, and he gets out to the 38-yard line, where the Carencro Bears will start off 1st and 10 with 7 minutes, 51 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter.
You know, Falk has a very bright future over here at Carencro, only a sophomore, and leading his team like he did this year for a 10-1 record. He's going to be looking good the next couple of years.
Oh, definitely. He is definitely a return starter for the Carencro Bears next year. And they definitely have a good, capable backup in Chad Arnold. He was a starter at the beginning of the year and got hurt, and Falk stepped up, and they never relinquished his job. And Chad Arnold is a decent backup for him, too. Derek Beavers gets the ball and does some nifty running to get a gain out of this, and he was caught way back in the backfield by number 84, Jason Celino from the Shaw Eagles, and he broke loose, and Jason Celino made the tackle.
I don't know if we said this before, but the record of Shaw is not indicative of how they're playing. They played some real tough teams this year. Was John Curtis? And,
they played John Curtis to lost 3 points in the Dome. They played Brother Martin to an overtime and lost by 1 point. And let's see, Falk is tackled for a big loss by a slew of Shaw Eagles. And he was led, the Shaw Eagles was led by number 24. Richard Richard Delaney on the tackle.
Well, we're about to see something uncharacteristic of Carencro, but something that has to happen, which is
a pass.
Thank you, Jason.
It's definitely a passing situation. You're right about that. Wouldn't be surprised to see a quarterback draw neither, but that big number 79 in the middle.
No, I don't think I'd want to run towards him. I'd recall the play audible.
And there's the draw.
He's going around the end. He has a chance to make it. Pushed out of bounds.
First down for the Carencro Bears. And that was a draw to Derek Beavers. It's one thing Carencro doesn't like to do too often is pass.
But the play that I just seen is something that I think they should be doing even more. Instead of going up the middle, they should be running around the end, around the middle linebacker like we said before. The only other person they have to really worry about is that awesome free safety.
Yeah, you're right about that. It looked like the play was called for up the middle, and he broke it. He took it upon himself, so it looks like to break it outside. Oh, a beautiful fake. So number 34. He looks like he's going to get a first down.
That was Chad Comeaux right there. Beautiful run by Chad Comeaux. I see his daddy, right? Hey, Bruce! I see Bruce's daddy right here in the front of us cheering like you wouldn't believe.
He's a backup running back, and he's very capable. He had a great game last week against so it makes it 1st and 10 to go. And Ernest Lazard takes the ball up the middle for 3 or 4 yards.
I
little bit of razzle-dazzle, mix it up, really paid for Carencro, getting him out across midfield real quick and down deep in Shaw territory. We'll see just what the Shaw defense has, because this is the first time they're really tested, Earl.
Oh, that's true. Well, this is the second time in the game to get to the 10-yard line. They stiffened up there the last time, and we'll see if if Carencro can break through that Shaw line. And Kevin Falk takes the ball, and he's down to about the 6-yard line on that carry.
Pretty good decision to fake it in and keep it on that option.
Just a couple yards short of a first down.
Going back to Chad Arnold, he had a great game against Lafayette High. He's a very good replacement. And
he keeps the ball again. It's Kevin Falk as he goes around the end and finally in for a touchdown. The Bears answer. Beautiful running.
And Chad Comeaux will be back next year. He's only a junior.
I feel it was very important for Carencro to answer back this drive, Earl, with just 4 minutes to go in the half. If they wouldn't have answered back this time, I don't believe they'd have had another chance.
You're so right, Jason. I think you're so right on that because I think after that they'd have had to definitely throw the ball.
Correct.
Very crucial timing, and this gives confidence to that offense again, and it also makes the defense want to help out the offense even more for another stop.
Correct. At this time, Carencro's best defense is to keep Shaw's offense off the field.
They definitely did that in the first quarter,
correct.
too.
Correct.
But the defense definitely needs to stiffen up because they can't let Shaw get back on the field in 2 minutes and score. You know, they definitely need to make Shaw run the ball. It was the touchdown. Looks like they called timeout. They can get ready for the PAT. I don't know if they're talking about going for 2 or what.
Wade Ritchie.
Okay, so they're going to line up for the PAT. Don't know if it'll be 2 or 1. They're definitely going for 2 because the kicker's not on the field.
Correct. That's who I was looking for. I said his name earlier and I didn't see him, and I was kind of
I don't know if 2
quieted.
Yes, it's a very good decision. If they do make it, they're just within a field goal.
And he's wide open, Derek Beavis. And he gets 2 points and makes the score 14-11. That way, Wade Ritchie gets close, he can tie up the ball game. And Derek Beavis broke out the backfield, got wide open, and Kevin Falk threw it to him. Beautiful pass. It's only the second pass of the game, and
very successful. Very
successful. Very successful. Very successful.
I think the more success that Carencro's offense shows, the more they'll be able to mix it up, Earl, because they'll be. To me, they're showing a lot of success and pride in their offense right now.
Definitely, and Wade Ritchie needs to get another good kickoff, put it out the end zone, and put him back at their 20 at least.
Correct, because with just 4.5 minutes left to go in the half, you don't want to give Shaw anything.
There's plenty of time for the powerful Shaw offense to score. They haven't used but 5 minutes on all their scoring drives so far. So
that's so true. That's so true. They've used about 5 minutes of the game to score 14 points. And they definitely want to make them go 80 yards instead of maybe 65 or 70. They want to make them go to full 80. So Wade Ritchie definitely needs to get a good kickoff. And it looks like he might be kicking it into the wind this time, and he does. And it doesn't go out, then takes off. And he's at the 25, and the 30, the 35, and he's tackled by number 15. Number number 15 of the Carencro Bears, is Chris Gaines, is on the tackle. And he got all the way up to the 36-yard line, and that's almost exactly what we said Carencro didn't want to happen.
Correct. That's several yards more than Carencro wanted to give up on the kickoff.
Especially such a deep kickoff, way at the 10-yard line.
It's one thing Shaw is definitely showing us tonight, is very exceptional speed.
Very explosive team. It's right up the middle, very hard, but at 5 yards.
Carencro's defense really needs to show some poise and class right here and hold Shaw, because going in right now, if they'd go in half, Carencro's showing more momentum, and if they'd stop Shaw before half, the momentum would swing even more their way, and they can't afford to give up any of that momentum.
And, oh, another break one.
Looked like a couple of missed tackles, and Charles Sam takes him out of the play, and he brings it all the way up to about the Carencro 44-yard line. Makes it 1st down and 10 to go for Shaw. That's one thing I thought the Carencro defense was going to stiffen up a little bit more this drive and hold them, but it looks like the Shaw offense is a little bit more explosive than the Carencro expected.
I believe the defense as a whole is playing well. I just believe it's some individual missed tackling that's costing the Bears right now. They're hitting them, putting the pads on, they're just not wrapping their arms right now.
It's very important. And Chucky Parquet takes it and pitches out to number 25, Mark Cortez.
That was Mark Coates.
Mark Coates. Makes it 2nd down and about 2 yards to go for the first, with 3 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in halftime.
And going out of bounds, he stopped the clock, which gives them still plenty of time. I mean, they got all the time in the world to strike right here.
They showed us all they need is one play.
2nd down, they fake it and then give it to number 31.
And it's a fumble. First fumble of the game, guys, goes to the Carencro Bears. And it looks like on the recovery for the Carencro Bears is number 25, Anthony Carmouche, which is playing with a very deep bruise to his shin.
Yeah, I was just about to say a while ago, so far we hadn't had any big mistakes. The field being all wet like it is, it's slippery footing, but it's also slippery handling the ball.
We'll get you a replay on that fumble right now.
I think it just flew out of his hand. There was nobody that jarred it. He was just trying to go for extra yardage, and number 25 comes up with the fumble. Great chance for Carencro.
Carencro starting at their own 28.
Falk keeps it, pitches it to Beavers.
And he's tackled, corralled by
number 2,
Gene Ridgely.
Gene Ridgely.
Carencro not getting out of bounds there. Clock still rolling. 3:14 left to go in the half.
That's one thing they didn't want to do. If they can just get close enough to kick a field goal and tie the game, they won't have no time left to give the ball to Shaw.
You don't want to force a pass because that can end up a mistake. But the run plays that I was calling early in the game, run around the ends, you can end up in the out of bounds and stop the clock every time. But they go for the pass, and incomplete, bounced off the chest
of Chad Arnold. It hit his shoulder pads and came off, but it was almost close to defensive pass interference there. It was very close, but it wasn't. So it makes it 2nd down and about 8 yards to go, which stops the clock with 2 minutes and 46 seconds left to go. Carencro needs to get down in Wade Rich's territory to tie the ball game at halftime. Okay, and Falk brings him up to the line. And he rolls back to pass again. The throw is high. Chad Arnold gets hit from the back. Ball was too high and it was uncatchable. That might have been a mistake by the Bears. They're going to give the ball back with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in half. I think that's a little bit too much time.
Yeah, should have showed a little bit more patience, run the ball around the end. That's what's been successful.
Right. I think they got too excited and started trying to throw all. They definitely needed to eat up more clock and just march. I think they should have just kept running. The running been working for them, and that's what I think they should have kept doing. Wade Rich is in the punt, and Gene Ridgely is back to receive the kick. And Gene Ridgely receives it, and he's at the 40, and he's met by Charles Sam, number 9, and number 84, Chad Gary on the tackle.
So first down and 10 for the Shaw Eagles on their own 40-yard line.
With 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the half, that might be too much time for the Shaw Eagles.
Carencro defense just needs to tighten up now, Earl.
Big time. They need to tighten up big time here. Definitely need to hold them to 3 downs and out. And the number 25 is open, and the pass was behind him by Chuck Parquette, which stops the clock with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in half.
That was Mark Coates again. They play him quite a bit too. He has been having a pretty good year himself.
Yes, he has. So it's second down and 10 to go. And he hands off to 33, Bruce James. And he scoots around and jukes and jicks, and he gets to about the 47, and he's stopped by number 9, Charles Sam. Sam is one of the premier defensive backs of the district in this area, the Acadiana area. He is a senior, so Carencro will be losing him next year. Third down and 4, and Chuck Parquette's back to pass again. And it looks like he's going deep, but he scoots around and gets the first down.
Earl, you were speaking about Carencro losing Sam. There are a host of Bear defensive players that'll be lost after this season.
Yes, they're losing a lot of defensive guys. At least 4 or 5 of them, I think, from the defensive side of the field, huh, Jason?
Oh, more than that, Earl. They lose probably 9 out of their 12 defensive players.
Exactly.
Charles Sam missed the tackle, and as we said earlier, it doesn't take Shaw long to score. They put up another 7 points, and it makes the score 21-11, Shaw Eagles.
Going back to that last drive when they should have been running the ball, eating the clock, they have the ball, and they went uncharacteristically to the pass. We're going to go to the replay and see exactly what happened on that miscue right after the PAT.
PAT's good for Shaw.
And makes the score 21-11. And we have the replay on that touchdown pass. It looks like a slant in by number 5 for Shaw. And Charles Sam, number 9, dives and misses the tackle on Chad Aguilar, and he scoots it in for the touchdown. And Charles Sam was about a half a step behind. He made a great try with a diving tackle, but he just missed him. Just missed the saving tackle. I think that might have put a pin in the Carencro balloon for the first half. The momentum was definitely on their side. And when they got that fumble, you're right, Kelvin, that they should have just ran the ball and ate up the clock and got into Wade Ritchie's territory for the kick. I think they tried to go too soon.
They need to stay with their game plan, what's successful, what works most for them. And what works most for them is eating time off the clock. I mean, they have the time of the possession in the game. They're looking good on offense. Shaw's defense is not really stopping them. But when you force and you go out of something that you don't normally do, that's when mistakes can happen. And they cost them. And another fumble on the kickoff, but he picks it back up. Lazard, he doesn't want to go down. Finally stopped on the 43-yard line of the Bears.
There's plenty enough time in the half for Carencro to get some more points on the board with 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Now you can, I mean, there's not too much running that you can do because it's only a few plays that you can run.
And all they really knew, if I know they need a touchdown, don't get me wrong, but to get into scoring position, really all they need is about 20 yards.
Which will just put them another 7 points down.
So right. It would put a big lift on their shoulders if they can get in Wade Ritchie's distance, and he hits one.
He fakes it to Lazard this time. He goes for the pass. He passes open.
Great pass to number 82 of the Carencro Bears is Ryan Leger on the catch, and a great pass from Falk.
And even more important than the yardage they gained on that play earlier is they stopped the clock. He was out of bounds after the reception, stopping the clock with 1 minute 3 to go.
So in no time flat, a play already almost in field goal range for Wade.
I would say he's in field goal range.
Definitely.
And also, that was a great play by Falk there. Kevin rolled out, almost got tackled, put on the afterburners, got loose, and it was a beautiful pass. And it's a fake reverse. Beavers keeps the ball, and he gets to about the 22-yard line. No, I'm sorry, the 26-yard line of Shaw.
But out of bounds again, stopping the clock at 45 seconds.
They're throwing yellow footballs into the stands right now, the cheerleaders. And from the press box, when you look down with the play and you see something yellow fly, you think it's the referee is getting ready to throw a flag, throwing a flag in there. I thought it was going to be a flag on that play.
So this will bring down a second down and about 3 or 4 yards to go for the Carencro Bears. Falk will pitch it out to Beavers. And
he gives it to Chad Arnold's flea flicker. He's wide open, number 82, Leger, but it's intercepted in the end zone.
Intercepted by the Shaw Eagles.
There's a flag on the play. Hopefully it's against Shaw, and the ball goes back to Carencro for the Carencro's side.
Here's a replay of that interception by Shaw.
That was Ronald Roy, I think number 20.
It's against Carencro. It's null and void because that means Shaw will keep the ball and end all of Carencro's hopes to score in the first half.
As number 20, Ronald Roy, just jumped in front of the receiver as the ball kind of hanged in the air for a little while. And the receiver,
That's trying to go for it all when they definitely had a chance to get 3 points out of the deal and only be 7 down.
If you threw it further and faster, I think you had a good chance at completing the pass.
Well, the play takes a long time to develop, and that's one thing Falk is not known for is his throwing arm.
With 30 seconds to go in the half, Shaw has the ball on their own 30.
And they call timeout. And that's one thing Shaw has taught us. They only need 2 seconds.
Definitely. So Shaw not content with a 10-point lead at half. They're going to try and add some more points on the Bears. Yeah.
Well, they know that the Carencro Bears definitely have an explosive offense. I know they've marched down the field and they've seen that they definitely keep the ball a lot, but they know they need more points to win this ball game. They know that 21 points won't be enough. Carencro gets on track in the second half.
Definitely.
It's a game of inches. A couple of more inches either way. It could be definitely easy 11-7. You know, just a couple of inches is made at 21-11.
They should have played it careful on that last drive. I know they want to strike and make a big play, but you got to go back to the basics next time they get the ball.
I think I agree with you, Kelvin. Joe Bellows on the pursuit and falls down. The pass is incomplete to number 5.
That was Chad Aguilar, the wide receiver.
But Joe Bello definitely had his eyes set on Chuck Parquette. He was definitely eyeing him down, and he slipped and fell in the wet mud. He was probably like looking at it like we look at a good juicy steak, licking his chops. He thought he was going to definitely get him a sack on that play.
19 seconds to go for Shaw. Time with third down, time enough for one, possibly two plays. And they hand off
to Mark Coates. Mark Coates. And they call timeout after they making the first down. And number 84 for the Carencro Bears is a little bit slow to get up is Chad Gary. Shaw wants to use every timeout and every second. There's no use just losing it. Use everything they give you to try to get more points on the board.
Shaw only using 6 seconds on that play.
Let's see, with 13 seconds left to go, they got to go 63 yards. I don't really know what kind of kicker Shaw has. I didn't see any press clippings on him or anything to read about him. I don't know if he's got any kind of a foot. A pass by number 2.
He's behind the defensive guy, but he catches up.
And throwing that pass was Gene Rodley, which is free safety, wide receiver, / quarterback on that play. That was a little, it's almost turned the ropes on Carencro and tried the same play that they tried just a little while ago.
Yeah, but Chris Gaines caught up. Again, it's a long pass and it gives the defensive player a chance to get back to the ball.
Right, it takes too long to develop and the wide receiver gets too far downfield for the quarterback's arm. And it's really...
You have to fire a bullet to get it there in time. So this will be the last play of this first half as a slip up the middle
by Mark Cortez or Mark Coates. So we go into halftime with the Carencro Bears trailing the Shaw Eagles 21-11. And it's a reverse to number Chad Arnold. And he's at the 20, he's at the 30, he's at the 40. He's at the 50, the 40, the 30, and he will go all the way. Touchdown, Chad Arnold.
Beautiful.
Beautiful play calling by the Carencro Bears start off the second half and bring the score to 21-17. They're only four.
Shaw showing that they can score in one play, and Carencro answering back with just the same.
So right. That brings back the momentum on the Carencro side, and then Wade Ritchie lines up to kick to make it 21-18. Make it down by 3 again. It's a beautiful play calling by the Carencro Bear offensive coordinator.
So exactly what Shaw did to them, they do back to Shaw.
21-18, 11 minutes and 44 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The Carencro Bears score on the opening kickoff of the second half to make the score 21-18. That's what Carencro needed, a good shot in the arm. It was a beautiful reverse. Derek Beavers going around left side, handing off to Chad Arnold on the right side. And Chad Arnold takes it all the way for a touchdown with some beautiful key blocking by a slew of Carencro ball players.
We're up here.
And Wade Ritchie will line up to kick the ball off.
We're in business. I'm in business too. I got my mic back here. Thank you very much, sir. You did good technical work.
And Wade Ritchie line and kicks it And he's kicking against the wind again. It's the only time he doesn't put it out the end zone. And the man receives it at the 5. And he gets up to the 24.5 and is knocked out of bounds. And we'll bring up first down for the Shaw Eagles at their own 24-yard line, 24.5, almost the 25. And we'll see what Shaw can answer back the Carencro Bear touchdown.
This is a great start of the second half, especially for the Carencro Bears. Very much excitement. This is Acadian Open Channel, in your face. Huh? How you like that? So that brings a first down for the Shaw Eagles.
And it's a beautiful defensive play by the Carencro Bears, holding them to no yardage. That's one thing the defense definitely needs to stick up for the Carencro Bears this half. They definitely need to get alive to hold the Shaw offense down and give the ball back to the Bears.
In the first half, Shaw didn't really drive it down on Carencro. It was a lot of big play. Shaw had a lot of big play success the first half. And if Carencro can shut down those big plays, I think they'll fare well in the second half here.
They did a pretty good job. I think their coaches told them something. They're very fired up. They're going to leave it all on the field tonight. A pitch out on the right side. He breaks a few tackles, breaks it, and a flag on the field.
And it was knocked out of bounds by number 4, Jonathan Cormier, and it looks like it'll be clipping against Shaw. That's where the flag looks like it's going to be at. We'll have to wait and see while the officials mark it off.
You know, we're sitting here in the press box looking. That is a clipping. We're looking on the overview just like the coaches do. But being a coach, you can see a lot that we can't. They seen an opening on that kickoff, and they returned the favor on that first play to open the half. It was a very good play. You see it from an overview. You see where the opens are, and you get a different perspective from up here. I like it.
So it's be clipping against the Shaw Eagles. Will bring them back 15 yards. We'll make it second down again with 25 yards to go.
The roles a bit reversed here in the second half, Earl. Carencro opening it up real quick. Then Shaw struggling a little bit on offense with some crucial penalties early in the second half.
So right, Jason, because without that penalty, he would have got the first down.
Correct.
And Carencro definitely needs to make them go 3 and out and get the ball back. Ernest Malvo's, it's on the screen, number 28, misses the tackle. But another slew of, led by Joe Bello, number 77, goes in for the tackle. But I think who really created the play for the Carencro Bears was number 28, Brian Hamilton. He really got up there and stopped the play real quick, and the slew of Carencro Bears came meet him.
A totally different Carencro team altogether. Defense fired up because of the score just now, and it's totally different.
I don't know what the coaches told them at halftime, but they definitely must lit a fire somewhere.
They said the right words, that's for sure.
That's it. They lit a fire in some part of their anatomy. So it'd be third down and a year to go. And it's a handoff up the middle, and he breaks it. And he gets up to the 20 yards. He gets a lot of yardage back.
Almost trying to make good on this drive. It's going to bring up about a 4th down and 15 for Shaw. As the punt's away.
End over end, but bounces back in the hands
of Kevin Falk.
He breaks a couple, but is tackled around the ankles.
That's one thing Kevin Falk definitely has is a lot of heart. And you can see that on that play. He didn't want to give up.
That was number 32, Paul Charles, that made the ankle tackle. Now, let's talk about opportunity, fellas. Opportunity. What is the most opportunistic bird? A buzzard. We're in Buzzardville. Carencro stands for Buzzardville. And a buzzard is opportunistic. And this is the opportunity they can take right here on this one.
Well, the name of their stadium is Crow Stadium?
Crow. The Crows. That's what they go by, the Crows. And then this is the drive. First, Falk keeps the ball and it gets stopped at a yard.
I have some statistics from the first half. Carencro had 7 first downs. Shaw had 5. Passing yardage, Carencro had 38. Shaw had 45. Rushing yardages, Carencro had 127. Shaw had 228. Total yardage, 165 to Shaw's 273. Turnovers was 0 for the Bears and 1 for Shaw. And let's go back to the play on the field with second down and about 7 to go.
Falk pitches it out. And Carencro looks like they recovered.
I think so. I think Carencro Bears jump back, and it's number 82. Number 82 for the Carencro Bears.
Ryan Leger, the tight end, that fought for the ball after it looks like the Shaw defender that first jumped on it but grabbed it back.
Oh, definitely. The Shaw defender definitely jumped on it, and Ryan Leger jumped in there and pulled the ball away from him. Definitely a good play.
So almost a disaster by the Carencro offense. They save, and it's 3rd down and long.
Ryan Leger with a big second effort there, keeping Carencro out of a crucial
turnover
situation. Yes.
A quick pitch to Beavers. He breaks a few.
Very close to the first down.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's 7 yards. That's the original line of scrimmage.
I'm sorry.
We're going to look like a punt right here.
Go back to the statistics of the first half. Turnovers was 0 for Carencro, 1 for Shaw. Penalties was 2 for 20 yards for Carencro, 3 for 30 for Shaw. Time of possession, 17 minutes and 15 seconds for Carencro to 6 minutes and 45 seconds to Shaw. That's
the score not very indicative of time of possession the first half, Earl.
Definitely. Ray Ritchie hits a boomer. And number 2 doesn't fall for a fair catch, takes his chances, and he is immediately tackled by number 9, Charles Sam.
Beautiful special teams play.
Parquet's out wide, cuts it in, and he's almost off to the races. But looks like numbers are hard to see with all the dirt for Eagles.
Parquet fakes it up the middle, a pitch out. Goes around the end as Mark Coates in a hard hit. Delivered by Chris Gaines. Both of them hitting real hard, but he bounced off Chris Gaines and gains another 5 yards.
And Jonathan breaking it one play right in.
It was a turnover the last time they had the ball. That the only reason why Carencro stopped them. Let's see if they can do it as Mark Coates gets the ball again around the right side, but of no gain at all. Once they break across that original defensive line, that's when they're breaking it to the outside and gaining so much yardage.
Correct.
A rollout by Parquet, a pass, beautiful pass, and tipped off. Chris Gaines with a beautiful play, beautiful defense.
With the Shaw Eagles having the ball 3rd down, this is a big 3rd down play. A little misdirection play. Back to pass. Number 25, Mark Coates is open, and he drops the ball. It was wide open. He catches that ball. He has TD written all over that ball. That was wide open, and it just... It's a beautiful play. Carencro better watch that play. He might come back and call it another time. And let's see, Kevin Falk's back to catch. It's at the 30. 35, he gets up to about the 42 or 3 yard line, and he's brought out by number 79, Kobe McCullough, the big linebacker from Shaw High School. The Beavers takes it around the right side. He's got daylight, and he picks up a 1st down for the Carencro Bears.
But it's checking in very sharp, and
it's one thing that they have to watch out. They have the very big boys up the middle with, and he's back to pass. He fakes it, he takes off running, and it looks like a face mask. Looks like it's going to be a face mask against Shaw. Penalty is against the Carencro Bears, all for naught. They'll be pushed back about 5. Hopefully it's only 5 yards, but we'll see. There's one thing about of the middle with Kobe McCullough. at 6'4", 250. And they have Terry Bork, which is 6'3", 250. And up front, that's why they definitely can't run up the middle. They have to almost go to the sides. Pass by Falk is deflected by number 17, Donald Rush. Was down almost on the first play. They got 9 yards, and they've been going backwards ever since. And it's a fake to Falk. He throws. He's open. Leger. He throws it behind Leger. Stuck his hand out. Could get. We had said, I think, in the pregame show that that's one thing Shaw definitely needed to do was stop the run, put him in a long third down situation to where they had to throw, because Carencro is definitely not comfortable throwing the ball, as we can see.
Correct.
They struggle with Falk. Falk's a great runner, and he's a
fine. First down and 10. As Parquette rolls to the right, decides to keep it and gets run down. I think that was by the big man again.
Joel Bello. He was the second man there.
Down a whole lot better this half. Seems like every time Shaw got into a crucial situation, they would run that little play there, and Carencro shut it down real nice there.
A fake up the middle, and this time Parquette breaks.
And Charles Sams makes a great one-handed tackle, open field. He was almost blocked out. He reached in, got a tackle on Chucky Patton. So it makes it first and 10. They need to stiffen up again.
O'Connor play, but he takes it all the way to the right.
And number 84 of the Carencro Bears, Chad Gary, makes a great tackle. Almost as good as flipping. Makes it.
This is not going to be aired in New Orleans, though.
It brings up first and 20. Chuck back to pass. He's going to go long. And he overthrows number 5 of the Shaw Eagles. And
so Shaw, with not too much great success in the second half offensively, takes the ball again for another quick pass and overthrows Bruce James again. Which will bring down third down and long.
Yes, safety.
It is barely missed. A beautiful pass. It went right over the defender.
Right in the hands.
Second half, not allowing Shaw to even get across midfield as of yet.
And on the punt right there, Kevin Falk receives the kick and loses his footing at the 25. So it'll be first down for the Carencro Bears at their own 25-yard line.
Outside, look at the open field on to the right.
So towards the press box to come meet us. It's wide open. And that's the way they run, but they
go right up the middle with Lazard, but a good 5-yard run.
Correct. In order for their offense to click, they just need to get positive yardage every play.
A good pitch out by Falk, almost mishandled, but Beavers gets it, but then gives plenty of time for the defenders to rush him out of bounds.
He has Beavers and Lazard, with Lazard back by himself in a single back. And it's a handoff to Lazard, fake, throw to.
It was batted down. That was batted down by number 7, Ricky Wilson, but not before he put a hand on the offensive player.
And there'll be first down. That's what Carencro needed, a break like that, and they got it.
The ball.
Yes, definitely. So that's first down for the Carencro Bears at their own 43-yard line. See if they can keep grinding it out. Usually on first down they hand off to Lazard. And there it is, hand off to Lazard, up the middle. He gets stopped this time. Might be the last play of the third quarter with only 28 seconds left to go. With 2nd down and 9.
A
pass to Chad Arnold.
Run with a quick hitch.
And Chad Arnold gets out to about the 49-yard line before he's not in short. First down would be nice right here. Carencro Bears.
A fake up the middle, and he keeps it himself.
And
a
gets the
bull
first
rush
down.
for first down. A bold rush, huh, Jace?
Definitely.
With the Carencro Bears trailing the Shaw Eagles 21-8. How bad the close the field would be.
To start the fourth quarter, first down and 10 for the Carencro Bears.
Pitch to Beavers. A fumble. And it's received by Carencro. I think Carencro got back on the ball. That will be a good break for Carencro if he got back. And I think Carencro got it with number 34 for the Carencro Bears jumping on the ball.
Right on the original line of scrimmage.
Chad Comeaux getting back. That was a lucky break for the Carencro Bears right there.
In these type of conditions, you have to hold on very tight with those second effort tries.
Ryan Leger's in motion, and Falk doesn't like what he saw. He looks like he's fussing at Leger a little bit.
The way their defense has been playing really start to command the game.
And they're only about 10 yards out of field goal range to tie it. Kevin Falk's coming this side. He keeps it.
A hard hit.
A hard hit by number 2. Down, they might be in field goal range. It'll be a hard decision, I think, by the Carencro Bears.
Especially with these type of conditions on the field, Earl.
That's why I think the running play was pretty smart.
It's a hold.
The flag.
And it's in the area of holding usually. And that's going to just hurt the Bears altogether.
As they'll probably decline it, or
I don't think they will decline it because it's pretty close to
10
first
yards
down.
too.
Yes.
Yeah. More play to try to make the first down, but going from way long, which is very hard for them.
Very hard for the Carencro Bears to do.
I'm looking for a pitch out going way right. Maybe try to break down.
But we'll probably see a pass play by Kevin Falk on this, I have a feeling, or a draw by Beavers or Lazard.
Quick pitch out, and Beavers back to pass. He overthrows it, and it looks like a punt kind of interception.
Yes, but with a punter like you have with Ray Ritchie, it has been
the referee doesn't catch a
way out on the field chasing this player. I don't know. I missed what the player did. I was looking at the interception, but the coach is definitely not supposed to come off the sidelines that far.
So first down for the Shaw Eagles. A lot of ground to cover. Break up the middle. That was
after the play, but I can see from that. She has great hands.
So second down as the two backs are split in the back of him, T formation. He gives it again. Looks like the Coats.
And it's tackled by number 25 of the Carencro Bears.
And that was Bruce James that handled the ball that time.
Anthony Carmouth. Carencro definitely doesn't need Shaw to put any more points on the board. They need to stiffen up big time.
He, the big man almost had him behind the line of scrimmage.
That's one thing about that little quarterback from Shaw and Chuck Parquette. He's really elusive. He's been almost tackled a few times in the backfield, and he's always.
He's their anchor.
That's right. They definitely aren't going up the middle. They have to go around the ends.
If Carencro wants any chance of winning this game, they have to stop Shaw on this drive as Mark Coates almost breaks one off the left side. Gets finally pushed out of bounds by number 50.
One thing about the Shaw offense, once they turn the corner, they really are damaging. That's where Shaw does more damage, once they turn that corner.
This time they come around the right side, but Parquette keeps it and is stopped by number 89, Nick Allman.
Big play for the Carencro defense right here. They don't need to have a short. They need to have a 3rd and long, not a 3rd and short. Hand off to Mark Cortez.
Mark Coates again.
Mark Coates. I think I can get his name right tonight. I'm having trouble with that name.
A crucial 3rd down and 5 as Parquette doesn't like it.
With Shaw using that timeout, leaves each team with 2 timeouts second half.
A rollout and underthrown by Parquette as he was trying to go to Mark Coates on the flats, and underthrows, and a beautiful stop by Carencro defense that time.
That's definitely what they needed right there. Plenty of time. They just don't have to get too greedy right here. Falk needed a decent run back. I tell you, Joe Bello made an excellent effort to get to that punter.
And a fair catch by Falk.
Joe Bellows is playing a great game tonight. I mean, he just came through that line like nobody's there to stop him, the big man. Come out of it. What kind of play calling they're going to have. See if they can march it down.
1st down. Handoff right up the middle to Lazard.
And he gets a good 8 yards. That was a good play.
Very good play. 2nd down and short is just what they want right now.
That's right. That is their game plan right here. Than Carencro has been tonight. Carencro has had big plays. No, I'm not saying that over the season, but tonight they're more of a grinding out. Lazard got
look
a big
at the blocking of the offense. Beautiful hole by Lazard.
He gets
the
a
offensive line.
But it was a fantastic tackle by number 7, Ricky Wilson of Shaw.
We have to give credit to the offensive line. Number 78, Dexter Babineau, a beautiful, beautiful block in Jason. And we know how it feels. Hey, we never had our name called out either, but it's a part of the team and a very crucial part of the team. As you see him blocking good again, he gets another 2 or 3 yards. Lazard up the middle.
He's tackled by big Kobe McCullough. We knew before the game would start that we'd have this as a collision in the field tonight with big Ernest Lazard and number 79, Kobe McCullough from Shaw.
And we kept talking about
middle of a football field.
Makes it feel exciting. Hard-hitting football. That's what it's all about, Earl.
And it's a pitch to Beavers. He has a little hole. Number 13 for Shaw is in there on the tackle.
Akeem Grigsby to look at. As
3rd and
Chad
about 4
Arnold
yards.
and Chad Comeaux split to the left. And they go right up the middle.
And look who he meets
got
up
a little
with.
push, but was stopped.
He meets up with big number 79, Chad Kobe McCullough up the middle.
They can eat up the clock and win the game right now. So I think this is it. I think people are going to be standing up. This is the big play right here.
I don't want to
make or break.
I don't want to say this could be the ball game.
This is the ball game, Earl.
This definitely could be the ball game for Carencro.
A quick snap. He gets it. He got it. He's got the 1st down.
It depends on the
beautiful
spot.
play, the way he just walked up to the line before everybody was even set.
It depends on the spot.
Almost a illegal procedure the way
it's going to be a
quick
measurement.
Snap like that.
Looks like there's going to be a measurement. It depends on the spot. It's going to be close. Very close. And it is the Carencro Bears. And, they definitely needed that. It was very close by inches. 1st down. Big play of the 4th quarter.
So 1st down with Lazard right up the middle again as they're trying to strip the ball. Shaw's defense is trying to strip the ball now as they feel threatened with Carencro's offense pounding up the middle every play.
That's one thing. They're only down by 3, and they have the kicker, Wade Ritchie. If that comes into play tonight, I don't think that Carencro would want to go in a situation like that with Shaw because they're so explosive.
Up the middle again, but this Derek Beavers is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And they have a 2nd and short, but they start from too deep in the backfield. Another quick up the middle could have made the 1st down. Instead, they back up about.
I know we've repeated ourselves plenty of times, but it seems like with this offense Carencro has, every play is big. Every 3rd down is big, and I think every third down from now on will be big for Carencro.
It's all that running. Crucial again. Third down up the middle. Lazard breaks it.
And
he's stepping it to the outside. He's going all the way. He gets pushed out of bounds, but a beautiful run by Ernest Lazard that time. And the stadium is in an uproar.
And he was pushed out by number 24, Richie Delane, by the 14-yard line.
Not before a very beautiful play.
Beautiful run, beautiful run.
And we're gonna go to the screen now for a replay of probably the most major play in the game right now.
For the Carencro Bears. He breaks it, and number 24 definitely gets an angle on him, and you'll see him coming to your screen right now and knocks him out of bounds or off balance, and he goes out of bounds.
He definitely wanted it.
He makes it first down for the Carencro Bears at the Shaw 14-yard line. This is what Carencro needs.
And off in the middle, Ernest again. He's trying to break tackles. You can see the determination in his running. And he's finally stopped by number 88, Ted Raymond.
And number 71, Terry Bork again. And Lazard's running. Looks like he's taking a toll on the
team, because the same players, I know it's playoff time and everything, but look at the jerseys, how dirty. They're getting tired right now. Fake up the middle this time, and Falk keeps it to the 5 and pushed out of bounds at the 4.
That could be very close for a first down.
It's going to be probably a measurement. It's that close again.
If Shaw has any intention of protecting this 3-point lead that they have,
and it will be,
defensive line is going to have to dig in deep right now.
It will be a measurement for the first down.
A minute and 57 seconds. It's all coming down to the next few plays. Can Carencro punch it in from the 5-yard line?
If they get the first down here, they'll have 3 tries, because they will kick the field goal if it comes down 4 down. But I think Kevin Falk keeping the ball is a good.
Yeah, a minute and 57 seconds. And it's a first down instead for the Carencro Bears.
They also have 1 minute and 57 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. A score right here would definitely put the candle and the lights out for the Shaw Eagles.
You think so? What about the beginning of the game when we said it only took them 2 seconds to score?
Unless they score on this play.
About that. I think they ought to use every down right here. Playoff time. The loser goes home. Can the visiting team, the Shaw Eagles,
pull up the offset
and stop him on defense? But Ernest Lazard reaches out for the goal line. Doesn't quite make it.
I have a feeling Mr. Lazard might get a chance at it one more time.
Either Lazard or Mr. Falk keeps the ball. I think they'll score.
Lazard up the middle. The defense is going to know it, but it's still going to happen. We will see a TD the next play.
I don't want to take anything away from Mr. Beavers. I don't think they'll do any. I don't want to take anything away from Mr. Beavers, but it looks like they're keying on him, and Lazard is by himself in the backfield. And
it's a keeper.
Takes it.
Touchdown, Carencro. The coaches had just told me a second before it happened that it's going to be a keeper. Everybody's going crazy around here. We're getting balls.
And that will make the score 24-21. Crucial extra point right here would make the Shaw Eagles definitely have to score a touchdown and not a field goal. So Wade with touchdown. If not, they can kick a field goal to put this game into overtime. So let's see what Mr. Automatic will do right here. Hike's good, the hole's good, it's up, and it
helps
good.
Having a good kicking game, folks.
Brings the score to 25-21 with 1 minute, 18 seconds left to go in the game, which we said earlier might be too much time for the Shaw Eagles with their very explosive offense.
I think the key here, Earl, is for the Carencro's defense not to relax, not to let up one bit, because a minute and 15 seconds is plenty enough time.
Also, every time that Wade Ritchie has kicked the ball with the wind, he has kicked it out the end zone. When he's kicked it against the wind, he's kicked it to the 5-yard line. So this time he's kicking with the strong wind at his back.
he puts it out the end zone, there will be no run back, which will make them go 80 yards in 1 minute and 18 seconds, which is definitely on the Carencro side.
When we've seen sometimes that Carencro let them run back to the 40 or 50-yard line, they have to stop that.
That's definitely right. And also, Shaw Eagles have 2 timeouts left to go with their minute and 18 seconds left. And Wade Ritchie lines up.
That's a kick out of the end zone, exactly what they wanted. Wade Ritchie comes again.
That's just what the Carencro defense ordered.
Wade Ritchie definitely comes through in the clutch right here. Definitely comes through in the clutch for the Carencro Bears. And our defense definitely has to stiffen up and not let the explosive Shaw Eagles break through on one play.
Definitely. It's all up to the defense. The fate of Carencro's in the defensive hands right now.
Also, the coach for Carencro has put Kevin Falk in at free safety in one of those rare situations.
A roll out to the left, to the right, and a pass complete and run out of bounds.
And he takes the ball out at the 36-yard line. And Al Kane, the coach for the Carencro Bears, is right there on the sideline, says the man was out of bounds. But the referee didn't see it that way, and they mark it at the 35-yard line of the Shaw Eagles.
Number 5, Chad Aguilar, a very clutch catch and stays inbounds.
With a minute and 13 seconds. They only used 5 seconds on that play.
Rolls to the left this time. Passes in the middle, caught, and he falls down. If he don't fall down, there's a chance that he could break it. But he falls in the middle of the playing field. The clock stops for just a little while to move the chains. Another successful passing play. Is Carencro playing too much of a prevent? We're going to see the infamous prevent lose another game.
I don't think they're playing really they are playing a prevent, you're right.
Ooh, the big man was on a pursuit that time, underthrows in the outclock and stops the clock again though at 58 seconds.
It's great poise by the Shaw quarterback and Chucky Platt. He's really doing a great job. Parquet dropping back and watching his men get open, and they're just running some great routes and getting open. The defense, Carencro defense, has been close all night of giving up the big plays. And it's just that
it's going to come down to the wire.
That's right. 58 seconds left to go in the game with second down and 10 to go. They're right at the 50-yard line. And it's a fake. He's back to pass again. The throw to a wide open Charles. And the game will be over. Bears. He brings the ball back and goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So almost, if there's no turnovers with 45 seconds left to go in the game, Charles Sam makes a great catch. Great catch by Charles Sam.
Look at the replay. The last play of the game almost looked like a good pass, but Charles Sam jumps up high in the air and intercepts it.
We said it earlier tonight that Charles Sam was definitely playing a good game, and he came through in the clutch with a great interception, which I think Carencro will definitely just kneel the ball down, and the game will be over with 45 seconds with the score, Carencro Bears 25, the Shaw Eagles 21.
And now, next week, Carencro will go up against the winner against St. Augustine or Barb. On the road, this next game they beat
Shaw earlier in the year by, I think it was 7. It was 14. Carencro has another stiff in state. And I think St. August ranked like 5th or maybe 2nd in state right now, with Carencro ranked 3rd. Got 40 seconds left. Shaw used their last time out right there to stop the clock, hopefully a turnover. What do you think should be your defensive player of the game and offensive player of the game, Jason?
For Carencro, I think Kevin Falk just did an outstanding job for the Carencro Bears. Doing a good job on offense. Defensively, I don't really think you can attribute it to one player. I think the Carencro defense as a whole really stood out, really pulled together because it was crucial. Shaw had a chance to win the game at the end, and Carencro defense really held on, kept the pressure on, and came up with that interception.
How about you, Kelvin?
Defensively for the Carencro Bears, Joe Bello and Charles Sam made some big plays, but Chris Gaines, I have to mention his name because when it was more crucial, when they were down by 11 points, Shaw could have put the game away. He made a crucial deflection and a couple of crucial saving tackles for touchdowns that helped keep Carencro's defense and their whole team in this ball game, helped them win. So I have to say those three players are the standouts on Carencro's defense for sure.
I don't understand what's going on right here, but the Carencro coaches were beside themselves trying to get a timeout in, and they got it in right at the last minute. I don't know what they're planning on doing with 38 seconds left to go, but it's third down and long.
I think that's the problem. Shaw had enough timeouts to stop the clock enough to where they could possibly get the ball back.
That's right. So right here, they definitely don't want to throw. They want to run to eat that clock up. Because I think, what is it, 25 seconds in between plays, or is it 45 seconds in high school? I think it might be 45 seconds in high school. I'm not too sure on this. With 38 seconds left, they definitely do not want to throw the ball. They want to run it where, and I think Shaw is out of timeouts, I think.
They just used their last one, I believe.
So if they, I don't think they would have to get the ball off right here. I don't think they would have to, and they fumble.
And Shaw recovers with 29 seconds. The game is not over. Carencro.
Wait, he gives the ball to...
Back to Carencro.
Wait, I think it's... He gave the ball back to Carencro. It really looked like Shaw had the ball, you know, but the referees
We're going to go back to the TV replay right here and see.
The coach is beside himself. The coach is on the middle of the field. Here's the replay on this. Falk is just dally-dagging. He should have held on to that ball. This game is very important.
When the Shaw player jumps on the ball, though, he kind of
the coach is in the middle of the field.
And Carencro comes back and jumps back on it.
The coach
sure,
is
he
in the
had it,
middle
but he didn't have
the
control of the ball when he jumped on it. He hit the ball out from under, and the coach is...
I can't believe the
coach...
coach...
Get a close-up to the coach right here. Very upset.
I can't believe the coach is in the middle of the field. No flag. I do not see a flag, and the coach is in the middle of the field.
the cops are going on the field right now.
And no flag. There is no flag on the field, and the coach is in the middle of the field.
But they can understand their concern, but they didn't see it because the play was way on this side. When he dived on the ball, he kind of pushed it out in front of him, and the Carencro player came back and jumped on it. So a game that looked like kneeling time and time for the fans to go home almost makes a little turnaround here. We got a very controversial situation happening on the field right now. And
yeah, the coaches, I've never seen a coach in the middle of the field with no flag. No flags are on the field, and every Shaw coach is on the field with everybody.
Oh, it looks like they're going to try to protest or something. They're that mad.
They got 19 seconds left, and it's fourth down. Number 17 for the Shaw Eagles is really, really beside himself. He threw the game is
now
over.
So almost a weird ending to this game. Shaw is not happy. I don't even think they want to shake hands, really. I don't hope a fight don't break out on the field.
No, it won't. I think the coaches for Shaw are real class men and real disciplinarians. They're going to definitely keep them boys intact and get some handshakes or something. I don't think they'll let anything break out in this at all.
So Carencro advances to the next round of the playoffs.
And the game ends on a very controversial play.
And I'm sorry to see this season end for us at Acadiana Open Channel. I wish we can go on the road and keep carrying the playoffs with Carencro and everything. Depends on what happens. It's all up in the air. If not, if it's in, I think we're going to have a post game on this.
Also, did you get your offensive defensive player in?
I told about my defensive players for Carencro, but offensively, the smart head-ups play by Falk and the good decisions that he made would have to give me the Carencro offensive player. But Shaw played a great game too. A couple of good breaks by their quarterback also.
I hate to see a great game that was played tonight end on such a controversial note. It was such a fantastic play game by both teams, and I give my hat off to St. Aug and Carencro, Shaw, for playing a great game, both of them. They're both class schools. It just had to end on a very sour note last play.
Correct.
Also, my offensive player of the game on the Carencro side, I'd have to give it to Ernest Lazard for the great running he did by bringing the ball down, and Kevin Falk. And also my defensive player of the game. I'll have to give it to Joe Bello. And thank you for watching this on AOC Sports.
And we'll go to a post-time show now. Thank you again for our sponsor, Illusions. Of the playoff game between the Carencro Bears and the Shaw Eagles. A very hard-fought game, a very well-played game, and a game that ended on a very controversial call on one of the last plays. Earl, what do you think about that last play, that controversial call on the last one?
I think it was a real tough call for the referees to make, and the ball went in the ground, and Carencro player Shaw player fell on it, and Carencro player looked like he had ripped it away from the Shaw player, but evidently the coaches from the Shaw side didn't see that, and what made matters worse, it looked like the Shaw player came up with the ball, and they went beside themselves and ended up in the middle of the field with only seconds to go. And it was a real great game to end that way, because both teams really played their heart out and did a great job on both sides of the ball, and exceptionally good game for Ernest Lazard, and number 2 for the Shaw Eagles, and the free safety, and he had a great game too.
That was Gene Ridgely.
Gene Ridgely, right. What you think about that, Jason?
I feel the same way. I feel both teams really played well. It's just a shame that that one play had to force the game to end the way it did, but I think that play shouldn't be indicative of the way the game went, because both teams fought hard all the way through the game. It's a shame that one team had to lose here, but Shaw has nothing to be ashamed of. They played well. They met a tough team in Carencro, and we hope to see Carencro further down the line. And we want to thank our sponsor for tonight, Illusions of Scott, and we hope to see Carencro further down the road.
And we appreciate the production of Acadiana Open Channel, the cameramen, and we thank you very much.
And a great production job that the camera people did. It was fantastic, and hopefully we'll be able to do it again.